In this video, we are going to look at how to use VLOOKUP. Now, VLOOKUP is used to look up values from a table. For example, these are names of customers, their phone numbers, and their professions. If you want to look up some customer names from this entire table, you want to look up their professions, what you do is to use the lookup function. In real life, this table will be a very large data set, so you don't have to start scrolling to find Ade's profession or to find Isa's profession or Ibe's profession. So what you do is to use the VLOOKUP function in Excel. So for Ade, I'll click on this cell, press equals to, and type the VLOOKUP function. Press the tab key on your keyboard to bring up everything and the brackets, the opening bracket. The first input you have for this function is the lookup value. The lookup value is this name you want to look up, Ade. So click on it, then followed by a comma. The next input for this function is the table array, the table in which you want to get the result from. You highlight everything, so I'll highlight this entire table, highlight everything, then followed by a comma. The next input in this function is the column index number. Now, the column index number is the position the lookup value is in the table. This name column is the first column, phone number column is the second column, profession column is the third column. So I'll type 3 as the column index number from the table I'm trying to get my lookup value from. Then comma. Anytime you see an option with this square bracket in Excel, is usually optional, and the two values for this input is either true or false. As you can see, what we need is an exact match. We want an exact match for Ade, so you click on false, press the tab key on your keyboard to select false, or you type false manually, then close the bracket and press enter on your keyboard. Now, Excel will automatically find the profession of that person or the related data of that person from the table you are referencing. So you can drag to get the rest of the data. Now for Isa's profession is code wizard, Ibe's profession is movie producer, so we are correct. One thing you can do also is to lock the table, to lock it so that it does not move down. If you are having that error, or if you're not getting the correct referencing, you can click on this table reference and press F4 to make the cell reference an absolute referencing. Then press enter, then drag down. You can also use the VLOOKUP table to reference a data set from a different sheet. So we have two sheets here, these two sheets. Here we have the names of customers who want to get their professions from this table. So the same thing applies. Press equals to, type VLOOKUP on your keyboard, press the tab key on your keyboard. The first input is the VLOOKUP, is the lookup value. Click on Ade, followed by a comma. Go to the sheet where the table of reference is and highlight the entire table where you want to get the corresponding data for Ade from. Click on, you can see up here, this is the name of the table you are referencing, data numbers. Now you can continue with the formula up here in the formula bar. Click after the formula and type comma and type the column index number. The column index number is 1, 2, 3, is the third column. The professions are on the third column, so you press 3 for that, then followed by false for an exact match. Press the tab key to select false and close your bracket, then press enter. That will give you Ade's profession. Then you can now drag down to get the rest of the professions. Now if you are doing numbers, for example, if you want to grade scores of students, now what you do is to get the range of scores and the corresponding grades. 0 to 54 is E, 55 to 69 is D, 70 to 79 is C, 80 to 89 is B, 90 to 100 is A. So what Excel needs is the lower class limit of this range of scores. This is just for us to understand that the ranges are for these grades. So what you're going to do is to go to the first cell here where you want the grade for 26, press equal sign on your keyboard, type VLOOKUP, press the tab key on your keyboard and click on 26, which is the lookup value, followed by a comma, and highlight the table you want the grades to come from. You want the grades to be referenced from this table, so I'm selecting the scores and the grade columns because those are the two columns I need. I don't need this range column. So comma, then the next input in this function is the column index number. The score column is the number 1 column, the grade column is the number 2 column that I'm referencing. So I would type 2 followed by, now in this case I want an approximate match, not like the other one when I was using the false match. So I'll click on true and I'll press the tab key to get the true value, close the bracket and press enter. So you can see we are getting 26 as E. From the table here, 26 falls under 0 to 57, that's E. So drag down to get the rest of the data. Before you drag down, you can highlight the table reference here and make it an absolute reference. So press the F4 key to make it an absolute reference so that it does not move down when you drag down using the autofill function. So drag down to get the rest of the grades.